Everyone, I'm back with another apartment hunting in Chicago video. I can't believe it's been a year since I moved to Chicago and so much crazy shit has happened this year. I mean, I moved, started my first job ever, had multiple quarter-life crises while staring at Lake Michigan. I found a chiropractor and made grocery shopping some of my most fun, looked forward to weekend plans. I sadly bought and killed multiple plants, chopped my hair, and got a camera. I also traveled a lot. I went to New York, Hawaii, Europe, and SF. So to sum it all up, a lot of crazy shit has happened this year, and now I'm moving. So let's flash back to when I started looking at studio apartments, and then we can talk about criteria and price points. Today's the day I'm starting apartment hunting for my second apartment here in Chicago. Before getting fuel up, this looks weird. But today I'm gonna tour a few apartments and just see what the units look like, what the pricing is, and get a feel for a studio apartment because I might be living alone for the first time next year. So because I never lived alone or in a studio before, I was mainly touring to get an idea of what the apartments available were and what the price points were. The apartments that I liked ended up being way more than I expected, sitting at around $1,800 to $2,000 a month, not including utilities. So let's talk about apartment one. Apartment one was around $1,900 with a $2,000 off deal and waived admin fee if you sign within 48 hours. So the net rent was like $1,733. Met a lot of my baseline criteria, but I actually didn't like it that much, and it was also the first studio I was seeing. So it's really interesting to see like how studios are like a tube with one window. So the pros of this apartment were the updated appliances, large windows, and in general, I just felt safe. The cons were that it was a pretty small space of around 400 square feet. And actually, I feel like that's not the problem because I've seen now a lot of studios that are around that size, but they didn't utilize their space really well. Like the bathroom was abnormally large for how small the space was, and then also there was a huge balcony which I feel like they could have incorporated into the apartment itself, but what do I know? Like Chicago is amazing when it's warm, but it's winter for like 9 months out of the year, so like why do I need a balcony that's the size of my bedroom? We just wrapped up at the first place and off to get some coffee. And then going to the second place, so let's go. I don't know how I felt about that one. It was
nice.
A line. Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Mrs. Peacock without blueberry, maybe? I may or may not have stepped in a pile of dog shit.
It was a piece of dog shit.
Criteria for me were updated appliances, so like a dishwasher and then also in-unit laundry. This year I had a dishwasher, but it didn't really work, and so I was really picky, choosy, and like looking for appliances that looked like they worked. Also, currently the apartment I'm living in doesn't have air conditioning units that are controlled specifically by the unit. The apartment building has to turn on the heat as well as the air conditioning, and so right now with Chicago weather fluctuating, sometimes it is so hot in my apartment, and so I was kind of looking for, I think what it's called, centralized air conditioning. Either be near a gym or have a gym, be near a transit station and the grocery shop. My definition of near is like within a 10-minute walk. And then also I wanted to have access to the lake, but that's also like not a must. And just a little tip is don't feel rushed when you are touring apartments, because I feel like I missed a lot of things when I was touring the first time. Let's move on to apartment 2. The units I toured here range from $1,610 to like $1,800 with 1 month free rent on a 12-month lease. The net monthly rent is like $1,475 to $1,600, even though the deal is no longer going on. I had a flats part of the apartment and like a more renovated apartments part of the apartment. So really the only pro about this apartment was the location. It was by a train stop and it was by a grocery shop. The cons list is a little longer. You can hear like everything in this apartment, like this dog barking. So in the flats part of this building, there was no actual freezer in the fridge. Like the Smeg fridge is so cute, but this Smeg fridge did not have a freezer. Luckily, my boyfriend was touring with me and pointed out that there was no dishwasher because I didn't notice. Gym and lobby were just very dark lit and it made me kind of uncomfortable. Like I was thinking and picturing myself walking home at night and then walking into this dark apartment and then just feeling uncomfortable, and that didn't really sit well with me. Our side was much better with like a full-size fridge and appliances, but the gym and lobby were shared, so similar problems there. I toured this place because the pictures on apartments.com were just so lovely, so you really do have to tour these places because let's just say it wasn't what I was expecting. Apartment 3, I was obsessed with when I walked in and I almost signed there. Now I'm kind of glad I didn't. So this apartment was $1,956 per month with 1 month off, but because of the move-in dates, the $1,956 would have only applied to like the month that I actually couldn't live there because I already have a lease in Chicago. So technically $1,956 per month. Pros of this place is that I just felt so safe. Like they had amazing management and all the spaces were really well lit and warmly lit and just made you feel comfortable. And then the utilities were like top tier. A huge workspace. They had multiple gyms, multiple meaning 2, but still, and then a pool area. And then when I walked into the apartment, I just really liked the look of it, the feel of it, and the floor to ceiling windows. Now moving on to the cons. First, the appliances in studios sometimes can be like a miniature size, and so when I went back and looked at this apartment again, I realized the burners on the stovetop were like this big, and I could not cook a large pot of pasta on that. Not that I cook a large pot of pasta a lot, but like if I wanted to cook a large pot of pasta, I feel like I would struggle to do that. Like the high price point of this apartment was mainly due to the amenities, and when I was being realistic with myself, I was like, how much will I actually use these amenities? Like yes, but I also want my room to be decently sized and big and have the things that I need. I also ended up seeing a convertible in this apartment. Realized how much I actually really like a convertible layout because it just has that extra little bit of separation between bedroom and living space. The next place I toured was $1,835 per month with an $1,000 off deal going on. So around $1,751 for rent per month. This place had the largest square footage, but it just didn't feel like home. So the pros of this place were again the location. I felt like it was very central, near transit, near a grocery store, and the space. It was 700 square feet and I was like, holy crap, like this actually feels like an apartment, not a bedroom. There was also a whole wall of windows and it was less of a tube, just like going straight down a dark apartment, and more like a line against like the edge of the building, if that makes sense. And it also had a little outdoor space. The cons, but it just felt still dark even though there were a lot of windows in the apartment. I will say though, I toured on a very rainy, gloomy day, but I feel like Chicago's always rainy, gloomy, so it was good that I saw it on a rainy, gloomy day. And the apartment building in general just felt gloomy and dark, and with how gloomy and dark it is in Chicago, like it's gloomy and dark today. I just want somewhere that feels warm and light and happy, and that wasn't really what I was getting from that apartment. Apartment 5. I really toured so many apartments on this day, so just bear with me. The apartment that I toured, a studio, would have run for around $1,836 per month, but I didn't actually end up seeing a studio, so that isn't really helpful. I did get to see the building though, and so here are my pros and cons. The pros are that the whole entire building was just so nice, and there were so many windows. It just felt light. Pool were really nice, and I did get to see a floor plan of a studio, and it was around 600 square feet with a balcony. For $1,836, I felt like it was pretty good. Its only con really was that it was further south than I was hoping to live, and also that it was over 10 minutes away from a grocery store. So I didn't see a studio, so I don't actually know if I would have liked that layout. I forgot how tiring apartment hunting is, so we stopped for McDonald's. Apartment 6. The apartments in this building range from like $1,800 to $2,000 per month. I got to see a studio layout as well as the convertible layout. Pros were that they were really nice appliances. I mean, they even had like a gas range, I think that's what they're called, and your girl likes cooking, so that's good. I felt like the layouts were done really nice, so even for the studio, the room was blocked off by a built-in closet, which just creates a little bit of separation that I wanted. And then I really like the location of this apartment. On the other hand, the cons, one, the closet space was very little. Like, I don't know. I don't think it would be able to house all my clothes. Like, it's probably half the size of that in the studio. And then when I'm paying so much, I do look at everything, and I felt like the fitness room was lacking like what I like to go to a gym for, which is a Peloton. And 7 was wildly out of budget, but I just wanted to see like what you could get for that amount of money. Apartment building had units that were like $2,300 to $2,500 per month with no concessions. The key, everyone, is not to tour apartments that are out of your price range. The building itself is beautiful. I mean, the amenities were amazing. You would not need to leave the apartment building to work out because the gym was massive. And then the layout of even the studio was just really nice, with the bedroom part sectioned off and then full-size appliances. This is the shit I moved to film the video. I have my crackers I was eating last night, but that is all. Thank you for watching, and see you for moving vlogs, an apartment tour, and other Chicago adventures. So